Okay, good morning, everyone. So last day we just been completed following the stored procedures, performing insert, updates, and delete all these cases, all these operations, right? So we completed inserting, we completed updating, we completed deleting, everything. Only one thing left out now is we are planning to design a form with a drop-down list that contains options for three options. What all? Active and inactive. So all should show all the records, active should active records, inactive should inactive records. This is what we are planning to do. Let me add a new Windows form. Okay. Now on the here, what I'll do is I will add a drop-down list on the top. Combo box, just adding a combo box on the top. The options, let us go to items property. Items property, let's add all the three options. All, active, inactive. Yeah. The drop down listing you all the three things to you, all, active, and inactive. Now, listen, when you are going to put the values in this, based on the user's selection, it has to respond now. So the user may select all records, or the user may select active records, or the user may select inactive records. Whatever the user selects, based on that, it has to respond. If all means all records should come. Active records. Inactive records should be coming. I hope that's clear. Now below this, let's add a grid view. Do one thing. We'll set it as talk bottom. Dog bottom. Okay. Okay. So fine. Now we just have the two controls on the screen now. In the drop down, we are just getting the list of the three options here, all active, inactive, and you can just choose whatever you want, and based on that, the grid view should load you all the data. Okay, now? So for that, we don't require to write any procedure for it here, because already in the select procedure, we have written the code for that. If I send status, it will get me the data based on the status now. One condition, remember, don't send employee number, send only status. It will get you active, inactive. If you want to get both, don't send anything at all. If you don't send anything at all, no employee number, no status, it will fetch you all records. Remember, we put all the conditions in the code, 4 conditions. If you don't send both means, you will get all records. You will send, if you send only employee number, you will get the data based on employee number. If you get send status, you will get the data based on status. If you send both, you'll get the data based on both. Like this, we put all the conditions there. Okay, come on, let's do it. Watch, guys. System.data.sql client and system.configuration. I'm importing both the two namespaces. And to write this code, I wanted to take the help of a data adapter and a data set. Data set. Okay. Now in the load event, string constr is equals to configuration manager dot connection strings of, what is the name? SQL constr dot connection string. DA is equals to new SQL data adapter. What is the procedure name? Employee underscore select, comma, and what is that? Constr, passing the connection string. Next, DA dot. I already said you this, remember? We need to set the command type for command. But where is the command? Command is inside the adapter. So I said you DA dot select the command dot command type is equals to command type dot store procedure. Why? The command is present inside the adapter. We did not create a command directly. Where is it? It is inside the adapter. So that's why it should say DA dot select command dot command type is equals to command type dot store procedure. Okay. And this is what I'm writing in the form load event. Now look, all of you, in the form load event, when I run this, connection is created, adapter is created, command type is set, everything. Now I'll use the drop down here and I'll select all. Now see, in the selected index changed event of the form, in the selected changed index event of this particular form, now it has to execute my code now. What code? What code? In the selected index changed event, the filtering should be done now. Okay, we'll write the logic for that. Which event? Selected index changed event of the combo box. Come on. Now see, if all is selected, what the meaning? You want all the records. So now tell me, to the procedure, do I need to pass any values? No need. Why? If you don't pass any values to the procedure, it will fetch you all the records. If active is selected, do I need to send any value? Yes. What should I send? Status with the value true. If inactive is selected, what should I send? Status with the value false. I need to send the corresponding values now. Okay. So let's try to understand about it. What if combo box 1 dot selected index is equals to 1. 1 means louder here. Yesterday we scolded you this one only. Louder. 1 means all are active or inactive. Active. 1 means active. Inactive. What should I send? 2 to the database. So DA dot select command dot command type. Dot parameters dot add. Add what? At the rate status, comma, the value is true. Else if combo box 1 dot selected index is equals to 2. 2 means what's 0? 0 means all. Array 0 means all. And for 0, no need to pass anything at all. That's what I'm telling you. For 0, no need to pass. That's why add a parameter only for 1 and 2. And don't forget this one. Last class, I explained you this, remember already? Select command dot, parameters dot, clear. Before adding the new parameters, first make a habit of clearing the old one. All the old parameters should be cleared off. Then only new parameters should be added. Okay. What next? TS is equals to new data set, TA dot fill, TS comma, what is the table? Employee. Next, data grid view. 1 dot data source is equals to TS. Run. Now look at here and put a breakpoint here, guys. Now I'm selecting all. Now see, first, if any parameters are there, they'll be cleared. No parameters there, but if anything is there, it is cleared. Now it is checking the condition, false. Checking the condition, false. So no parameter is added now. When there is no parameter added, the select procedure will send you the whole data back. Oh, what happened? DS. Oh, sorry. DS dot. I already said you table binding here. For grid, data grid, for a data grid, the data set binding is possible, but grid view, compulsory, table binding should be done. I did not do that. That is the mistake. Yeah, come on. All. So no parameters are added and calling it and loads you all the records. Now I am selecting active. Now also no parameters are there, but clears condition true. What are you sending? The scatter says it true, and now loading the data. You see now you get only active records. Same way you select inactive. Now see, existing parameters there, that is clear first. Now adding the value parameter status with the value as false. Inactive. You got inactive records. So you can get active, remove the breakpoint here. You can see there 5, 10, 15 are not in the list. You can get all, you can get inactive. Are you clear? And mainly guys, I don't want to perform editing, deleting and updating operations here. Already I said you, what is that? Allow users to add rows false, allow users to delete rows false, and also another important property, read only true. If you said that, now it is a read only grid, you cannot do any changes to the data. By default, when the form loads, can you show me all the records? Later will start filtering here, but initially what it has to show me? All the records. When the form is loaded, all the records should be shown to me. Yeah, we can. What to do? Nothing here. When the form loads, if all is selected, automatically it will happen now. So in the form load event, in the last, I'll do one thing. What? DA dot. Okay, I'm sorry, not DA dot. Combo box 1 dot. Selected index is equals to 0. I'm setting the selected index as 0 now. All. When all is selected, what will happen? The control goes to selected index changed event and loads you all the records. Watch. So by default, all the records came now. And from now, start your filter work now. Active, inactive. So all active, inactive. I hope it's clear. I am not able to see the big size image. I want to see the complete image clearly there. Okay. Actually, by default, actually, there is no chance here of means for the grid view, by default, the column names here, the header column names here, if you see, these are the table column names. These are the table column names. And generally, if string columns are there, it will use text boxes. Right now we set read only false. Otherwise, do you remember that is editable? Text boxes will come. If images are there, picture box will then. Booleans are there, checkbox will come. It will automatically define everything. That is auto generation. So when auto generating, I cannot specify any sizes for it. It has some predefined configurations. Based on that, the sizes and all will be coming up there. If you want, you have an option for manual generation. In manual generation, you can specify all these things on your own. What I can specify, what should be the header text, okay, what should be the size of the column, what should be the width of the column, what should be the height of the column, all these things you can tell on your own. But if that is the case, you're required to write all manual coding for that. Is that clear? So till now, grid view auto generation we have done. So now let us see grid view manual generation. So if at all you want a manual generation of the grid view, what you do, just watch it all of you. Here, grid view one dot data source is equals to ds dot tables of 0. You're binding the table. And once you bind the table based on the table structure, it will auto-generate. It will auto-generate the columns. But before binding, guys, all of you watch, I'm writing data grid view one dot auto-generate columns is equals to false. Did you understand? Auto-generate columns is equals to false. When I say auto-generate columns false, the column auto-generation will not be done. Watch it. You will not see any columns now. Did not load you. Earlier in the load event, you saw the table now? Now you are not able to see. Now then how, sir? You require to write all the manual coding now to get each and every column, to generate each and every column. Okay, how to do that? Let me show you. Yeah, this is the form what we created with all the three, and it's the grid view control. And that's a combo box. You know that the combo box is a grid view. Fine. Now you want to manually generate this one, right? Okay, I'll just generate here. So auto generate columns property set as false. Now what you do, you're required to generate all the columns manually, and you need to write the coding here to generate the columns. Without writing the whole code there, I'll do one thing. I'll write one method here with the name called generate columns, and I will call the method here. Again, nothing here without directly writing the code inside there. Inside of selected text change, I'm writing the code in the method, and I'm trying to call the method there. That's all. Now I need to add the columns. What column? Grid view, data grid view has different types of columns in it. What are the different types of columns? Like text box columns, checkbox columns, image columns. Like this, we have different types of columns available. Okay, you can see data grid view. There is a class called text box column. There is a class called as text box column, checkbox column, image column. Like this, you just have different columns available. These are classes. You're required to create the instance of these classes now. Text box column. The first column is employee number, right? Yes or not? I'll call it as e number column is equals to new. Create the instance of the column. Okay, create the instance of the class. After creating the instance of the class, you can say e number column dot header text is equals to, what do you want in the header text? By default, column name is header text. If you want to see something else, you can put it up. I just want to show it as EMP number. I want to show the column name as EMP number. Okay, next. E number column dot data data property name. Data property name. What the data property name? Which column of the table should be bound to this? Which column of the table should be bound to this? Which column of the table? E number. E number column of the table should be bound to this. Okay. Next. Data grid view one dot columns dot add. Add what? E number column. E number column. Now run this, guys. It will add you one column, that is the E number column to it. Are you clearer? It is adding the column C, E number column, EMP number column. The header text is different, and I'm just giving the value. Okay, just a minute. E number column dot forgot the property name. Items ಎಲ್ಲ just a second. Header cell, header text, index. I think I just set the alignment of the to the center of the cell. That's all. I just put the alignment to center of the cell. Same way, the header text also. The header text also I want to the center of the cell. The header text also I want in the center of the cell. That also I can set. What? E number column dot header cell dot not alignment. Style. Okay. Address cell dot style dot alignment is equals to dot middle center. At the text and data, I'm just putting it to the alignment like that's both are in the middle. See, tomorrow the increase also, that will be in the middle. Okay. So if at all you want to restrict the size, E number column dot auto size mode. No, auto size mode is equals to dot no, not this. Resizable is equals to false. So that actually it cannot be resized in the runtime. That cannot be resized again in the runtime. Cannot increase or decrease the size. By default, resizable, but now it is became fixed size. Okay, what next? Name of the employee. I want to get the name of the employee. Copy this as it is. Pasting it. Come on, guys. What's it? Ename column. Ename column. What I just wanted to show is only name. And actual column name in the table is ename. What I want to show is only name, but actual column name is ename. Okay. And you just see, actually, we already added here. The copy paste here. I'm just getting it. But name generally string columns are always left aligned. Array, string columns are always left aligned. Correct? And I don't want to be center aligned like this. I want it to be a left aligned only. And the default alignment is always left only. So I don't want the cell style alignment here. I want only header style alignment, but not the cell style. You may require some properties, you may not require some properties here. You decide that. That's all. Name is central aligned. But here, they are not going to be center aligned. These are left aligned. Understood? Fine. Next. Yeah. If you feel that the size or the width is going to be sufficient, leave it. Otherwise, you can set the size also. See, Catherine, the complete size is not coming here. Oh, I want to increase the size. Yeah, you can. Ename column dot size. Width is equals to default width is 100. I'm making it as 120. Understood? Like this, you can just fix the cell size for each and everything. Suppose here I'm just setting E number column dot width is equals to something like 90. Array. Yeah, I'm just restricting to the size 90 there. And here I just get the size as 120 or 110, whatever it is. Just check it out here. What size is going to be comfortable or available? Okay, 110. Enough. Next column. Job column. The next one is the job column. So copy. Job column. So what I want to say is only job and actual is also job. It also string column, so left align only. It is also string column only, so left align only. Width, let us run and see enough or not. Width is not sufficient. So let's go for increasing the width. I'll go with 120. Fine. What next? Salary. The next column is salary. So column name, salary column. Column name, header text is salary. Actual table column name is also salary. And address alignment fine. And let us see this 120 will be sufficient or not. Otherwise, we'll just increase. No, it's not sufficient. So let's go for increasing this now a bit. 130. But see, one thing, numeric values should always be right aligned. Right, you learned in your school days. Otherwise, you can't add them now. They're not units and tenth places are not properly aligned. So that's why numerics are always right aligned. So the cell style I should change there. What's it? Dot right now, middle right. Middle right. Middle in a sense, middle of things and right side. Means vertically middle and horizontally right. That is called middle right. No, did not get that. What's it? Right only, na? Middle center, middle left, bottom center. Middle right one. Huh? Yeah. Oh, again, the copy pasted here. We did not change it. It went off to E number column. Align. Okay. Next, let us show the status. Last, we'll show the image. Let's go to status next. It's not a text box column, guys. What's it? It's a checkbox column. Status column. Column name, status, status. I hope this much width will not be required for this. Let me set the width as something 80. Dot middle center. That should be in the middle now. Good. One next image. Let's also go for getting the image there. Let's add the image. Image is which type of column? Image column. That is the image column. Let's name it as photo column. What is the column name? I want to show the column name as EMP photo. EMP photo. Here also photo. Now, width, I want to get the width as 200. So bigger size, I'm just going to set it 200. Header is fine here. Header style is center only, but not the data. The data not center. Data will not be center. Image, that is an image. Just a minute, I'll show you. But first watch. Yeah, you're going to get the image there. You're just getting the image in that location. Now, what next? See, when you just, you want to increase the height now. And if you want to see the image, you just require to increase the height. The height has to be adjusted. The height should be adjusted. Okay? And see, if at all you want to increase the height, unfortunately, cell will have a width, but height is for the row, not for cell. You'll have a row height, not a cell height. If one cell height, if you increase, what about the other cells in the row? So height won't be for the cell. Height will be for the row. Width will be for the cell. Cell width will be there, but cell height won't be there. That is row height. Understood my point? So how to set the row height? Watch. Data grid u1 dot rows refers to all the rows of 0 means first row dot width dot dot width only, no, not width here. I'm sorry, height. Height, not width. It is height. Height is for row. Width is for cell. Okay, height is equals to 200. So see now, the first row height will be increased. The first row height, you're able to see the complete image now. You want to increase the height of the first row, all rows. All rows height has to be increased. But here, first row height only got increased. Why? Because I set it as, just a minute, I set it for 0. I set it for 0. And because I set it for 0, that's increasing only the first row height. But you need to do it for all the rows. For all the rows, we need to do it. Okay, we'll do it for all the rows. How? For int I is equals to 0. I less than ts dot tables of 0 dot rows dot count minus 1 I plus plus. What I'm doing here, I'm writing a loop to refer to all the rows now. I've written a loop to refer to all the rows. In the place of rows of I'll say. I'm referring to all the rows now. I refers to row index. So it has to increase the minus 1. Okay. Oh, less than is what we use now. Okay. Less than, no need a minus 1. Are you clear? And you see the image basically, it is not fitting to the complete size of the screen. It's not fitting to the complete size of this cell. The cell completely has to fit. For that we know na, image has a property, size, auto size, like size property will be there na, stretch basically fit to the cell size. We require to set that property for that now. What? For photo column. Photo column dot, forgot the property name. Photo column, image layout. Yeah, there is a layout property. Image layout. Yeah, for layout only, we set the layout only. Layout auto size, spread are the different layouts. Dot Stretch is the layout. When I do this, the image will fit correctly to the cell size now. The image will be put correctly to the cell size in that context. Whatever the size you are given, exactly to cell size it will fit. Am I clear? Just a minute. Okay, done. So this is how you build a grid view manually. So now you can see now, I already built up my grid control manually and you're able to see the complete data now. Is it clear? So when you select active records will come. But see the problem, all of you, see the problem. Active records are coming now. Array, 2 times it is getting now. Suppose you select inactive. 1, 2. Why, sir? Because every time you do this action, whenever you call generate columns, already for the existing columns, it will add the new columns, just like parameter set, same problem. So what to do? Before adding the parameters, we clear the old parameters now. Same way, before adding the columns, clear the old columns. Clear all the old columns here. How? Data grid view 1 dot, columns dot, clear. This will clear you the old columns and freshly add you the new columns in this case now. So run now. See there. Select active. Extra columns are not added now. Exactly the same only is coming. No, it is not adding one more again 6 columns. Earlier it added, but now it is not adding. Okay. So this is how the coding should be done here. So this is the current example what I demonstrated. A grid control and a drop down list. Okay. And you're importing the 2 namespaces. Next, declarations, 2 things. Next, form load. Next, drop down list. Sorry, not drop down list. Combo box. Huh? Combo box selected, index changed. And guys, here you're writing up this method. Then you have a method generate columns. We'll update it. We'll do all the alignments and update. Okay, ignore that. Okay, fine, guys. With this, we are done with edu.net. With this, we have completed the discussion about edu.net and how do you code by using edu.net. How do you code by using the edu.net? Okay, this is what exactly. So what we've done is, so we are building an form now, accessing all active and inactive records by using select store procedure. Okay, so add a new form in the project, add a new form in the which class? No, not this class. Okay, for accessing what? All active and inactive records from the table using what? Select stored procedure. Okay. To do this, place a combo box control on the top center, go to its items property and add the values. What values? All active and inactive. Now place a data grid you control go to property and set the allow users to add rows and allow users to delete rows property as false. I'm making non-editable. And also read only property as true. Read only as property as true. And then set the top property as bottom. And write the required code under code view. Yeah, there's a form design and there's a complete code. Okay, fine, guys. So the next topic in our pipeline is going to be collections. We're just going to discuss about a new topic here, that is collections. Collections. These are very, very important for us in web development. When you're learning your ASP.NET, these collections are very, very important for us. The reason is in edu.NET, in edu.NET, providing the data that is coming from a database, what we used data readers and data sets, correct? But when you come to your ASP.NET, when you just work with the web applications in MST, we don't use the data readers and data sets here. What we use is collections for holding the data. We use these collections for holding the data. So collections are very, very important for us when we are going for the web development. Okay. So what is the collection? What is the collection here? You know arrays now? Arrays are fixed length or variable length? Arrays are fixed length or variable length? Speak louder. Right or wrong, speak louder. Or get out from my classroom. I'm clearly telling you. How many times will make me to scold here? I'm feeling ashamed of scolding you. You're not feeling ashamed. I put you two options to you. Arrays are fixed length or variable length. That's all. The arrays are brainless fellows. Arrays are fixed length here. C language also we talked about that particular thing only. When I started arrays also I said here, arrays are fixed length. Once declared, size cannot be changed again. Arrays are complete fixed length. So what is collections? Collections are nothing but dynamic arrays. Arrays are collections are nothing but dynamic arrays. Actually, array has three drawbacks. Array has three drawbacks. What are the three drawbacks? The three drawbacks are you cannot increase the size. When I ask array, why are you telling array list? Array list is not an array now. Don't be over smart here. When I ask you array, talk about array. You go like this and answer in interviews like this only, and he will just tell you, don't act over smart. Okay? So the question is about array, talk about array, not array list. Yeah. So what collections means? collection. It is a dynamic array. It is a dynamic array. Okay, listen. Arrays are fixed length. That is, once declared, cannot be resized. And if we want to do so, if we want to do that, we need to either create a new array with the new size, copy the values from old array to new array, and then destroy the old array. Did you understand me? You don't have an option to resize here. If at all you want to do, what is the only option, Declare a new array with the new size. Copy the values of the old one into new one and destroy the old one. How to destroy the old one is equals to null. You already know that. Null, dereferencing. Okay? So that's what. Or call the resize method of array class, which will do the same for us. Second option you have is resize method, guys. You can call this resize method. If you call the resize method of the array class, this will do the same for us. In the sense, whatever we planned on the top, resize method will do for you automatically. The resize method is present in the array class. Remember, array class sort method, reverse method, copy method. Same way we have a method called resize. We have a method called resize. We can just call the resize method. Okay, just watch it. For example, int ARR is equals to 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. What is the size of the array? 5. Console dot write line. Size of the array is ARR dot len. It will tell you the size of the array. Okay. So whatever is the size, it will tell you. Okay, just a minute. As works out. Okay, you will get the size of the array. Now listen. I won't increase the size of an array. I said you directly not possible. Either you create a new array, copy the old one to the new one and destroy the old one, or our second option called resize method. Resize method also will do the same thing only. Don't think like resize method will resize. Resizing is not available. Already code is present in the resize method to create a new array and copy the values. How to call array dot resize? It takes two parameters. It takes some few parameters. What's it? The old array as a reference parameter and the new size. So ref ARR, comma, and the new size. I want to make the size as 10. Understood my point? But what is happening internally? A new array will be created and the values from the old one will be copied into the new one. But it is not going to increase the size of an array because since C language, we are learning the same thing. What is it? Arrays of fixed length. You cannot set the size of an array on your own. They are not going to be auto resizing. They're going to be fixed in size. Second thing, what is not possible is values are also copied. Second thing, what is not possible here is you cannot insert something in the middle of an array. You cannot insert something into the middle of an array. What do you mean? Say, this is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 here. Between 30 and 40, I want to insert 35. You can do. Why? And if you want to do that, size should be increased first. First, resize should be called. After calling resize, what will happen when you call resize? Sixth cell will be 0. You require to move 50 to sixth cell, 40 to fifth cell, and then you require to store 35 over. All these things should be manually done. So there is no chance to insert. I want to remove an item. No chance. I want to remove 30 there. You cannot. Thing 0 is not removing. Remember, that should not be there at all. Means after removing, there should be 10, 20, 40, 50 only. 30 should not be there, or 0 also should not be there. What should be? That means then also resizing is required. Yes or not? But array won't be resized. These are the 3 drawbacks of the array. What is not possible? First one, resizing. Second one, inserting of new elements. Third one, removing of existing elements. These 3 are not possible. So when you come to collections here, collections are dynamic arrays. These are going to be dynamic arrays. Okay, just a second. We cannot insert a new item or remove an existing item from an array. So understand, we cannot insert a new item or remove an existing item from an array. These 2 things are not going to be possible at all. Are you clear? Collections overcome all the above drawbacks. Collections overcome all the drawbacks. Okay, that is, collections are auto resizing. Collections are auto resizing. That is, okay, which means when we keep adding new values, the size of the collection keeps increasing automatically. Did you catch my point? So collections overcome all the above drawbacks. That is, collections are auto resizing, which means when we keep adding new values, into a collection, the size of the collection keeps increasing automatically. Okay. And another thing is, it is possible to insert new items or remove existing items from a collection. Array, what is not possible with an array is possible with collection, guys. That's what I'm trying to tell you. These 3 collections of that series, we call it dynamic arrays. They are also like arrays only, storing multiple values, not one value. But they are not static. They are dynamic. That's the important thing. They are going to be dynamic arrays. So it is possible to insert new items into them, and it is possible to remove existing items also from a collection. So these 2 possibilities are available for you with a collection, but not available for you with a array. Or 3 features, not 2 features, 3 features. Okay. Now listen. Did we learn about these collections in our C++ languages? Do we came across these collections in C++ languages, Mace? Yes, you came across in C++ also. Really? So where we came across in C++? In C and C++, where you came across, if you came across the concept, all of you, if you came from engineering background in the first year, you learned about data structures, remember? Stacks, queues, linked list, array list, all these are collections only. But there you call them as data structures. But here we are calling them as collections. So these collections are exactly the same as the data structures what we learned in our C language. What is it? Stack, queue, linked list, sorted list, whatever we learned there, exactly the same thing. But what is the difference between C language and C#, In C language or C++, if at all you want to use these collections, stacks and queues and all, the stack is not readily available. You require to Create a stack. You're required to create a stack means you're required to write the logic for a stack. You're required to write the logic for a queue. You're required to write the logic for a linked list, a sorted list. For all these things, you're required to write the logic manually. After writing all the logic manually, then you're required to consume it. So they are not readily available. You need to define them first and consume them. But when you come to modern languages like Java, .NET, Python, all these collections are ready-made. They're ready-made, readily available. I want to use a stack in my code. You know stack, na? I want to use a stack in my code. Stack is a predefined class. Create an instance of it and use it. The behavior for the stack is available. What's it? First in, last out. There is the behavior of the stack. Based on the behavior, they have implemented all the code for you. There is a class called queue. Create an instance and use it. The behavior is first in, first out. Stack is first in, last out. Queue is first in, first out. All these things are predefined for you in the libraries, which can be directly consumed in your code without going for a re-implementation again. So that is the specialty of the collections what we just have here. All the collections are pre-defined for you. You don't require to define them again and again. So that's what, if you want to work with collections in C, C++, you need to define them, but here they're readily available in the form of classes. One thing I want to tell you all, in object-oriented programming here, everything is a class. In object-oriented programming, everything is a class. Every control is a class, right? Or a button is a class, text box is a class, everything is a class. So your collections are also classes. I want to remind you one thing, guys. Actually, in our .NET, we have a concept called as multi-threading. We have a concept called as multi-threading. For all of you, carefully listen to me. Multi-threading. This multi-threading has an advanced feature called as task parallel libraries. Task parallelism or task parallel libraries. First what came is multi-threading. An advanced version of the multi-threading is the task parallel libraries. We have task parallelism in our syllabus here. We'll discuss about task parallelism in detail. Okay, we'll talk about it. But to understand task parallelism, multi-threading is required. To understand task parallelism, multi-threading is required. So just want to tell you all what is it is. Unfortunately, multi-threading is not included in our syllabus, but task parallelism is there. But to understand task parallelism, multi-threading is needed. So that's why what I done is, because it is needed. If you know multi-threading, only task parallelism will become easier for you. Okay. So for that reason, the videos for multi-threading are posted in the YouTube channel. The videos for multi-threading are posted in the YouTube channel. Nearly some 6 or 7 videos will be there. Every video some 20-30 minutes. So what you'll do is, from today, just take one video and watch the videos. By the time you complete those videos, I will start task parallelism in the classroom. Is that clear? Don't neglect. If you neglect here, you won't understand task parallelism. And the MVC is completely based on task parallelism. Is that clear? Task parallelism and also collections. These two things, if you ignore, you will not understand MVC at all. So multi-threading, you watch them online. Where are I? I'm in 40s, you have, I think. 43, yeah. Yeah, 38 here. From the video number 38, 38 to 45, 44. 44. 38 to 44. 7 videos are there. Okay. All are just 10-15 minutes videos only. The first parts are going to be 21 minutes, 20 minutes. You just take the introductions and all 20 minutes. So daily one video. So today Tuesday now. So this 5 days will cover 5 videos, Monday and Tuesday. Anyhow, this week we will finish off collections. We'll finish off collections and also assemblies. We already learned about assemblies, all small topics only. And the final topic is the task parallel library. Are you clear? Mostly I will start task parallel libraries in the next week only. It will take 2-3 sessions to complete. Next week only we'll start 2-3 sessions. Mostly by mid of the next week we'll finish off. By mid of the next week we'll be finishing off the course. So meanwhile, you complete off all the 7 videos. Is that clear? Okay. Just watch one video every day so that task parallelism will be easy for you. Fine. 38 to 47. Okay. Sorry. 44. 38 to 44. 38 to 44. Okay. Yeah. What is schedule? It is possible to insert new items or remove items. Yeah. Leaving it. What did I say? We have collections in our old languages also. But what we call them? Data structures. But those data structures are not ready-made. All this should be defined by you. That's what I asked you. If you came from engineering in the first year, all of you have the data structures topic. In the data structures, they taught you how to define a stack, how to define a queue. All these things you learn in the data structures classes. But here the good thing is you don't require to define stacks and queues or anything. Everything is ready-made, readily available. Create the instances of the classes and use them. That's all. So where these classes are defined for you under one namespace called as system.collections. The namespace name is system.collections. And inside the namespace system.collections, we have all the classes. We can start consuming them. So there is a predefined namespace called collections. Under this, we have the classes stack, queue, linked list, sorted list, array list, hash table. Yeah, some set of classes what we have. Okay, so we can just directly consume them in our code. Suppose tomorrow you are building an application here. You're building an application. In your application, you need the functionality of a stack. You need the functionality of a stack. I'll tell you best example for a stack. Stack is first in, last out, or last in, first out. The best example for a stack, you remember, in our school days, when the teacher gives the homework for us, the next day, what the teachers used to tell, put your notes here, I correct. Correct? And everyone will start putting the notes on the table. And the perfect example for a stack, remember, the first one who puts the notes will be on the bottom. And the other students will come now and they'll start putting their notes on the top, right? Yes or not? Now you understand that the perfect stack now, you're the last student. Your book is on the first. You're the first student. Your book is on the last. When the teacher corrects the books, how the teacher corrects? Will the teacher pick a book from the middle? Huh? What she picks? From the top. Now see, the perfect stack now. Are you clear? The teacher picks the first book. The first book is nothing but the book which is placed last. But that is my first book. And if I want to come to the last book, that takes time. Until all are removed, you cannot come to the last book. But the last book is the book which is placed first. Is it clear? Tomorrow you are building an application here. Some online, see Zoom is there. So Zoom basically meeting for meetings and all we are using. In the lockdown time for your colleges and all we used Zoom only. So now a company was just trying to build an application here. A company was trying to build an application. And this application, what they are trying to build is for used by some schools for online training, school online training. Okay, they're including all the functionalities in that, like the teacher can give a homework. When the teacher gives a homework or conducts some exam or something, students can complete that and submit. Once it's submit, all these papers will come now and will be stored in a stack now. When the teacher starts correction now, one by one paper from the stack should be removed, should be taken out for correction. You want the functionality. Now in your application, you want a stack. In your application, you want a stack for storing the and papers. For storing the answer papers, you want a stack now. Okay. So now, if at all you want a stack, you don't require to define a stack. That's what I was telling. What I said, you simply create the instance of the class. Which class? Stack class. What do you call the mechanism of storing a value into a stack? What is the mechanism of storing a value into a stack? If you store a value into a stack, what do you call that? What is the mechanism of storing a value into the stack called? Push here, push here. We call it as a push. A value that is stored in a stack is called push. Removing pop. Removing is pop, push and pop. Push means add a value to the stack. Pop means remove a value from the stack. Adding, removing, push and pop. Now under the stack class, push method is directly available. Pop method is directly available. You can call the push method, add a value into the stack. You can call it pop method, remove a value from the stack. All these are built in. All these are built in. So you don't require to write any coding for that at all. Okay. Well, guys, from the last 5 weeks, we are working with Windows. Earlier, we worked with console apps. Okay. I am once again opening a console app only back again. Create a new project. Go for console. What? Console application. I give the name as collections project. Any name your choice. Save in your own folder. C#9. Click next. Runtime version. Guys, I want to tell you this one. Actually, they just, did I say this? They added this option in the latest update of the Visual Studio. What it is, do not use top level elements. What's it? If you select this, program class, do you remember program class initially we learned? Program class will generate only console.writeline, no class. Array, no class will come. Class console, nothing in 10.0, no class. But if that's the case, you cannot set the startup object for the other things now. You need to change that again back into class. The starting sessions I explained about it. But in the latest edition of the studio, they added the option, do not top level elements. If I use the do not use top level elements, automatically it will generate a class for console also. By default, the first program will have a class, only console.writeline, hello world, will see, that's all. That's a new feature we discussed in 10.0. But now if you select the checkbox, class will be generated. Is that clear? In the world, in the latest, in the update of the VS, they given that particular option. So select that option better always. So class will be generated for this. So that again, you don't require to convert this into class. Automatically class comes. I want to use a queue or a stack or something in my code. Yeah, directly. My directly what I do in using system dot import the collections namespace. And now create the instance of the stack class or queue class. What do you want? Create it. Okay, it's a class. And when you say yes dot, you have all the methods that are available. Push. What it does? Remember, a value will always be coming and storing on the top of the stack. When I explained about stack in the data, it's also said you every value will come on to top of the stack. Every new value will be on the top of the stack. That is push. What it pushes? Object. Array object means anything you can store now. Same way we have a method called top. What it will do? Removes and returns the object at the top. It removes it and returns you. Means take it, give it. So that's what it is going to tell. The topmost value of the stack. Array once taken and given, the value is not present anymore in the stack now. Are you clear? So directly you have the methods and you can start consuming. You want the functionality of a queue? Create the instance of the queue. You have methods called enqueue to add a value, dequeue to remove a value. You know about sorted list? Yes. Sorted list, all the things. Array, everything is available to you. Okay, linked list, sorted list, you can create. But these are outdated today. These are outdated. We have modern collections. I'm only giving an introduction. But what you will be learning is about all the modern collections to you. But these are also available. Straight create instance and consume them. Am I clear, all of you? Okay. How to work out with them in detail. We'll just talk about this in the tomorrow session. Okay. Let's up to you. Yes, you can attend, Shrikant.